All right. Time now is 11:08 a.m. in the morning on January 7th, I believe. Okay, yeah, it is January 7th. Shites. Um, yeah, so I just woke up recently. Um, I woke up actually before the alarm rang. I woke up at around 10:40. I fell asleep at around 3:10 a.m. So 3:10 to 10:40, that is about 7.5 hours. And I naturally woke up. I didn't wake up because of an alarm or something. So yeah, natural 7.5 hours. All right, my voice is a little better now. I don't know what's going on with me. Anyways, this is the beginning of college updates. If you're interested in watching what happened in the last how many days has it been? December 25th until yesterday. Uh, that's like 13 days. Um, yep, I have separate videos for that. But today, yeah, it's going to be from now on college update. And that's kind of ironic because I'm not going to college today. So today's a Friday and it's a day off, but I still have homework. So my plans for today is okay, by the way, I'd like to say that I have to plan every single day from here on out. Every single day I have to plan, I have to actively reach out to look for people. This is a survival from here on out. But anyways, today I got film 30 homework. I got to do the laundry, which is very important because as you can see, my clothes are a mess and I need to do something about that. And I'm running out of clothes, so I have to do the laundry, which is then going to be a problem in and of itself because I don't like it when my newly cleaned clothes get dirty. So I need to find some very specific way of transporting clothes from that washing machine to my closet and not put it on this bed or this couch because this is dirty. Alright, and out of the blue last night, my host, uh, the old woman, invited me to watch a movie with her and her son, her 29-year-old son. So at around 3, we're going to go out and watch The King's Man together in a cinema. And there's another problem because I'm going to have breakfast. That's cool. But how about lunch? Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do another D lunch, which is DE hyphen lunch, which is a term I made up because as a college student living in a house whose host doesn't provide lunch, and as someone who likes to stay in the house for a whole day, there will be many instances in the future where I just don't even have lunch. But that's unhealthy. Thus, I have a bunch of snacks. But that is still unhealthy, so I would have to figure something out. Actually, seriously. And I don't want to eat outside every single time, so I want to cook. But the host doesn't allow me to cook, and I'm not that great of a chef. So, complicated. Yes. Um, so that's today, and then tomorrow I don't want to stay here in the house again because I don't want to do another D lunch. I already did one yesterday because I was just tired. Tomorrow I don't want to do another D lunch, and then on Sunday I very much do not want to do another D lunch. Maybe I'll hang out with Tim. Maybe I'll go to the church and I hang out with Tim and have lunch with him. Um, who knows? Maybe I'll hang out with JT. Maybe at the same time. But JT and Tim are literally the two only people I can hang out right now, and I don't even trust them both completely because they're not even that close to me. So, yeah, like I said, from here on out, everything is survival. Like, it's all surviving from here on out until I die. So, what can I say? I'm not being dramatic. Actually, I'm actually being for real. Like my mom's gone. She's returned to Hong Kong. My aunt's returned to Washington. I'm all alone in LA. I have no connections. I have to actively look for one. And JT and Tim are technically connections, but I made friends with them outside of Los Angeles. Tim is a man whom my mom introduced me to because he's going to the same church, while JT is a girl I've met in Hong Kong first. So it doesn't count. I still hasn't found a friend here. So it doesn't count, and I have to work really hard. JT already scored one. JT already befriended a Mexican girl. So obviously she's way more outgoing and forward than me. So I really need to work my game, and I really need to find a footing. A film club. It could be a Hong Kong Student Association. I really need to find a footing. So yeah. All right. Time now is 12:22. I just had bagels for breakfast. Yeah, about the hand touching thing. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. I mean, the bagels are fine. They're like bread, but crispy. So that's cool, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I'm a very hygiene conscious person. I don't like touching my own food with my hands unless my hands are clean, especially during a time like this, the pandemic. But the host, the woman, she touched her book, the pills, like her bottle of pills, the fridge handle, which I'm sure a lot of people have touched. And then she just grabbed the bagel and just grabbed it with her bare hands like the bagel isn't even food, like it's a piece of Play-Doh or something. Or maybe she and a lot of people have a notion that their hands are always clean. It's like that they can touch anything and everything's always clean. It's not how it fucking works, man. It's not how it works. This is why I change my clothes after I, get out of bed. Alright, anyways, the host said that she's not going to bring me to the cinema today because she's going to watch House of Gucci by herself today. And then, it's not going to be today. That means a couple things. First thing, I'm free now, which means I can take some time out and do homework, which is cool. Also, it means that I don't have to de-lunch. Yesterday I had to de-lunch because I just wanted to stay at my house forever until psychology class lecture. And I don't want to de-lunch 2 days in a row, so if I had to watch a movie with the host, then it means I have to stay in this house until 3 p.m., which means that I'm not going to have lunch other than some snacks, aka de-lunch. So now that she randomly, suddenly announced that she's only watching the movie herself today and not bringing me there, fine. So I asked JT if she's free. I asked, okay, what are your plans today? And you're like, well, not much. Homework, dancing. I'm gonna stay at home the whole day. And I'm like, oh, so you have a lot of homework. And JT's like, yeah, a lot. Am I using a different hand? Hold on. I feel like this one makes more sense. So JT's like, yeah, a lot of homework. And I'm like, oh, well, because, I already didn't have lunch yesterday, other than them snacks. I don't want to do it again today. And she's like, she already knows what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry I can't go out with you today. And I said, okay, it's fine, I'll figure something out. So, yeah, de-lunch today, and possibly again tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll have to watch a movie. Which is fine, I think it's cool to go out somewhere and hang out. But, food. Actually, as someone who has taken a biology lesson before in Hong Kong, I can deconstruct a meal, you know. I don't have to have a bowl of rice and a bowl of soup and some veggies and some meat in order to survive every single day for lunch. I can break it down as long as I have the proteins I need. I don't even need the vitamins. It's just one meal, right? I just need proteins, carbohydrates, and maybe some digestive tissues. So, you know, fruits and vegetables. In this standard, if I cook myself some eggs and I eat a fruit, maybe it'll work. Maybe it will work if I want to stay alive and be healthy. But then again, I'm being a little too stubborn. I'm in Los Angeles, a very hostile place. And I really should care more about survival now than thrival. Like, yeah, I don't have a lot of friends now, but at least I have food and shelter, right? So at least I'm hanging there. At least I'm alive. Like, not being dramatic, but at least I'm living, you know, and I have all 4 limbs. So, 4 limbs for the win, I guess. Let's hope I don't lose any of them. Right, also, as of I'm speaking right now, I'm doing the laundry. Doing the laundry. Something that an American would say. Doing the laundry. Doing the laundry. And she's forcing me to put all my white clothes and my black clothes together. Which is something that I usually don't care about, but in the last 2 years, when I stay at home more, I don't do laundry at home in Hong Kong, but I do take clothes out of the drying machine, and I do it with so much caution. I wash my hands. I'm so fucking scared. Someone's gonna walk up to me and kill me. But, yeah. I hope my clothes don't, turn into a kaleidoscope when I take them out of the washing machine. Well, if they're wearable, that's fine. It's just that it wouldn't look great. And again, I'm in Los Angeles. And it's about survival, so at least I have clothes to wear. As for people's impressions of me, judged upon the clothes I wear, well, I guess I could say that that is a little bit less important than trying to avoid being naked. Alright, just ask for permission if I'm able to eat a fruit. And she had to think a little bit. And then she's like, okay, fine, fruit. But lunch is on you, no lunch. So, at least there's that. At least I took care of the digestive tissues. For proteins, I believe milk has a lot of proteins. I might be wrong, but I believe I'm right. I don't know. If milk doesn't have a lot of proteins, then I'll have to figure out a way to survive, really. But yeah, if I have milk, I can eat the cereal, fruit. I think that's a good enough lunch with some snacks. I think that is I mean, what more can I ask for? Bowl of Karsa noodles, Taiwanese salty fried chicken with minced pork and milk tea. Maybe dumplings in Octagon Cloud Collection. Dumplings with soy sauce and vinegar. Or, for good old times, sweet and sour noodles with peanuts and sprouts and slices of pork and beef. Or maybe not. I can just eat shit for all I care, am I right? As long as I survive. Karsa noodles. I need that. I forgot to mention that yesterday is the first day in my whole life, I think, where I have not spoken a single Cantonese in 24 hours. Every single word I uttered is in English yesterday. From the host family, to her son briefly, to the professor, to myself. The only 4 people I communicated to verbally, audibly, right? Fuck. That's it. This is it. I've done it 24 hours without a single lick of Cantonese. In about 100 years, or no, not 100 years, in about 5 years, I may forget how to speak Cantonese. That's an exaggeration, but you get the idea. Fuck. Well, if I hang out with JT and Tim, at least I can speak Cantonese to them. Don't know. Oh, and the girl who DM'd me, she's going to move down here in about a month, which is cool. As long as I survive for a month, if she arrives, I can hang out with her, I can introduce JT to her, it's fine. And if nobody's gonna start a small group of Hong Konger friends, I will start one then. I'm left with no choice. Though I'm not fit to start one, I have to start one. For my own sake. For my own sake and purely my own. For my own survival. So I was given this basket to store my newly cleaned clothes after I take them out of the drying machine. So I was like, okay, let me just make sure it's clean. You want me to put clothes in this basket? You want me to put fucking clothes in this basket? Even though this looks good at the front, this tastes disgusting. I hate this. Kill me. Quick update here, it's 1:55 and my clothes are still not dry. I don't know what's wrong with the drying machine, it's not dry. It could be broken, I don't know. JT just texted me because ever since I got into this college for over a year, every single week I've been receiving these emails about these weekly mingles for international students. And I usually just ignore them because they're very lame, and if I join in, it's probably cringe. But for someone very outward like JT, JT texted me saying that maybe we should join it. So you know what? Let's join it and see what happens. I mean, I'm just gonna turn off my camera and it's gonna be fine. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it doesn't hurt to try. And it's funny because when I and JT first met in December in Mong Kok, she was like, "Oh, do you go into these like weekly mingle stuff?" And I'm like, "No." And then she's like, "Me neither." But JT's clearly in survival mode, and so am I. So we're gonna have to do everything to reach out, like every possible thing. And she's doing so much more than I am. Like she's actively looking for people. Meanwhile, I try.
Quiet in the class, so yeah.
Because they are taking winner section, so no one's talking. She's killing me. Did you guys get it? No. Now we got a test tomorrow, so.
Already?
I didn't know how to use the canvas, and in the test,
towards each other. Don't hesitate to speak if you have something you want to share. And the mingle is about you. So
stop.
Okay, I'm DMing a Russian girl. 3, 2, 1.
I think the first. No, 1 second.
There's no turning back.
I will try to
Everything is survival.
Okay, thank you. And I. Nothing.
Well, that was awkward. She accidentally sent it to me without knowing that I even DM'd her, and people are asking her who did she DM. Alright, just joined the international student mingle thing, and there are like 20 people in there, including me, which is way better than my psychology class right now. And the people are way friendlier, and it was better than I thought. People are nice about it. It's just that what the Zoom meeting talked about today is basically everything about transportation, bus, bicycle, whatever, which is something that I don't really need to know other than how to evade the bus fee by downloading this TAP app card or getting the student ID. And in order to get a student ID, I have another problem because I have taken the photo. So my mom had taken a photo of me, I think, a couple days ago to make the student ID. It's a bad photo, and apparently I'm guessing that they're going to be using that particular photo for the photo on top of the ID card, and I am not using that photo because I look ugly as hell. So I took a selfie earlier today in order to put on the ID card, except after taking a photo of myself and the passport, I looked at the PDF file. Apparently I have to change my US mailing address because I have to order the ID card online and they're mailing it to this address. So okay, so I go to my profile, try to change it. I can't change my mailing address. I don't know why. In order to change an international address to a Californian address, I have to email the admissions office. So I tried to email them about this issue and bounced or rejected emails. And it doesn't even say why. It doesn't even say why. I tried to look for a reason why. It's not. So I emailed the IEC instead. So incredibly complicated. I don't even fucking know why. I don't even know why. But in that international meeting thing, there is a Russian girl who seems to be, if I can guess, I'd say in her mid-20s. JT's texting. More survival stuff. And she said she's in the film production major. So, you know what? Interesting. I DM'd her. And I feel like she's a bit of a cloud. I feel like she's a bit of a... Hold on. JT wants me to send her phone number. Hold on. Okay, right. Solved that problem. The Russian girl, I feel like she's a bit of a cloud. Like, she's just really busy copying and pasting links to the Zoom DMs, sending it to everyone. She just missed my message. I said, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm also a film production major." You know, kind of hit her up. Not really because I'm horny or anything. This is a survival skill, okay? Like, but I'm impressed, you know. 2 years ago, I hesitated a lot when I tried to speak to Mary. Now I see a random Russian girl I've never seen before, DM. Why? Because I need connections, and I will do whatever it takes, man. While being super cautious. But yeah, she didn't see it, and then she sent another link, and it sent to me, DM'd me. And that created an awkward situation. I accidentally trolled her. So everybody's like, so at some point near the end of the Zoom meeting, she's like, "Oh, have anybody received the link?" And everybody's like, "Nope." And she's like, "Oh," and then people figured out like, "Oh, did you send it to someone like DM? Like, were you DMing someone?" And she didn't say anything, and then at the end she resent the link again. And then afterwards she responded to me saying, "Hi, nice to meet you," and that's it, which isn't much, and it's not gonna go any more from here on out. But yeah, it is what it is. Right, I'm with my lunch here, potato chips. I'm gonna eat a bit of my grandma's cakes. I got a Trader Joe chocolate bar here, the chocolate almonds, fuck that. Fruits, there's some outside. For cereal, maybe I'm not gonna eat it because I'm drinking orange juice, and if I drink milk after drinking orange juice, I may die. And finally, I may have a bit of a call with Tom because Tom has been wanting to speak to me for a long time, and today I have a lot of free time. While at the same time, I'm going to do homework, I'm going to edit Korean video, I'm going to edit a central vlog, and then I'm going to watch some anime. Tonight I'm going to watch funny games, and that is pretty much going to be today. Yes.
即係其實早餐就好求其啦，即係叮下麵包，買下啲cookie 咁樣食咯。
Alright, time now is 8:45 p.m. I know I've made a lot of videos today, even though it is already less than how much I usually make them, and by usually I mean last few days. I still have a lot of thoughts and things going on now that I'm in such a different situation. But anyways, just a dinner. The dinner went from 8 p.m. to about 8:35. It was a very short dinner, and that's because it's a very small dinner, actually. It was just a small plate of spaghetti with sauce and meatballs and garlic bread. You know, the usual, the good old. And I don't even. And during the dinner, like, first of all, the proportion was small. Everything's big in the USA except for toothbrushes, bookstores, and the dinner that this woman cooks. Don't know why. But yeah, it's not very good. I mean, obviously I was hungry, so I ate a lot, but it wasn't very good. Admittedly, the sauce is very salty and very watery. It was like soup. And then the meatballs were frozen, so I had to take out my meatballs, and she took out her meatballs. And the son doesn't even eat those because he hates vegetables, so he doesn't like tomato sauce nor meatballs for some reason. And then there's garlic bread, which is fine actually. But yeah, I had to take out my meatballs, put it on a plate, mix it with the woman's, put it in the microwave, and then put it back. So I may have indirectly ingested some of the woman's saliva, which is a bit disgusting to think about, but it's whatever. It's the woman's house I'm living in. Those are the rules. I gotta follow it. Yeah. Uh, yeah. It's not very great. And throughout the dinner, she's like, "Oh yeah, we're eating Italian food," and it's. I don't even. I mean, yeah. Tomato sauce spaghetti is Italian, but tomato sauce spaghetti with meatballs and garlic bread, is that Italian or is that an Italian American invention? See, you always have to think that, because American Chinese food is not Chinese at all. In fact, during the dinner, she asked me, "Okay, so what are your favorite Chinese foods?" And I thought, finally, she's asking me questions because, like, I've been wanting to, not that I've been wanting, but I'm just not a big fan of listening to her stories, to be honest. I mean, she spoke a little bit about how she has trouble dealing with HBO Max and the TV and streaming platforms. She called them and she's super confused about it, so she just hung up. And see, this is the thing about her and people like her in general in America. And I don't want to overgeneralize, but I feel like there are a lot of people in America who are kind of like this, where they just give up trying to think because thinking is too difficult for them. So they don't like to think, which is very lame. But yeah, she asked me what's my favorite Chinese foods, and I'm like, I don't know, there's a lot. And then she's like, "Oh, so you like all of them?" And I'm like, "No, some of them are, I don't like some of them. Some of them are very overrated." And then I talked about a couple things. I said I like dim sum and pineapple buns, which is food in Hong Kong. And it doesn't have pineapple bun in it, but it's a sweet bun with some sugary flakes on it. It's really good. And then she asked me if, when people die, we build paper things, like paper houses and paper cars, and burn them, and then bury them alongside with the person who died. And I was kind of confused because I've never seen that shit in Hong Kong. And so I was like, no, that's weird. In Hong Kong, people burn paper from time to time, but they don't build things with paper and bury with the dead. That's uncommon. Maybe some people do it. I don't know. And then she's like, "Oh, because my friend's Taiwanese." Again, she's very closeted. Not closeted, but she's very closed. Like, she doesn't know a lot about the world. Plus, she seems to be a Trump supporter. She doesn't speak a lot about politics to me, but earlier this morning, I looked at her using her very old school computer, and it was news, like Yahoo News or something, and a lot of the news entries are, how people are fear-mongering about COVID, and also how bad China is, how bad the CCP is. There were a couple articles on the lies of the CCP, which is very much true. That is a party who lies and deceits, and it's a terrible party that is authoritarian, and a lot of people are oppressed because of this regime, because of this government. But seeing a Western news organization really going hard against the CCP just makes you realize if it's the other way around. If the mainstream news media in Hong Kong right now really hate the CCP and really support the independence movement, then I would also think, okay, maybe the media is just twisting the narrative, because the media always is twisting the narrative, no matter which side it stands on. Now, my stance, even though my stance and that media stance is the same, the way the media expresses that stance, I do not necessarily agree on, because it is too harsh and it is very targetive and it twists the narrative. Not a single media outlet is truthful. But anyways, I saw this on her computer, and then a little bit later she talked about how Biden sucks and he ruined the country, which I will not necessarily disagree, because Biden is not a very capable president, that we all know. And then she proceeded to say, well, things were better when Trump was president. And she even said, almost in a joking manner, but, oh, Trump was the best president we had ever had. And said that the gas prices were lower. It was 2.5 back then, now it's 4.5. And I thought that was real lame. Again, Americans do not like to think. So it is people like her who would equate, their own quality of life with who's being the president, as if the president's job is to direct how good the people's lives will be, which is not actually the case. Second of all, she's not taking into account the pandemic. Obviously, when Trump first became president, at first there's no pandemic, so obviously the prices are low. And even when the pandemic started, the prices didn't immediately drop. It took a while, and after that while, Biden was president. Okay, I need to be somewhat quiet. But yeah, just I'm living in a nutshell. Yeah, I don't have much to talk about. It's a good thing that, okay, another thing is, a little bit before the dinner, I actually, not a little bit, but a couple hours actually, I spoke to the woman again, and I told her, just slipped out of my mouth, I feel more comfortable expressing my thoughts now that I know she won't stab me. But I said, okay, so next semester I will have a class that's going to end at 10 p.m. and she's very upset about it. She's like, can you look in your schedule again and change the class? I get see. I know you're bottom of the pole, whatever that means. So, you can't choose, but still. I know you want to major in film, but you don't have to take it, right? You can just take it in university. What? First of all, I will not listen to her. I will continue with this class. Second of all, I've left with no choice. I'm taking film 30 now. I have to take 31 next semester, and then 32. I will not, I can't abort. Third of all, I've pretty much completed my I get C. Other than arts and humanities section, I still need one more. So, I've pretty much completed all, I think. Yeah, so English, I've done English 1, I've done English 2, I've done Math 20 and then 21. I've done arts. I don't have to care about arts. All the film courses I take are arts. And then humanities, I think anthropology also counts. Do it? No. Hold on. Humanity. I'm literally checking right now. I get see. Humanities. Oh, English 2 satisfies this area, so English 2, I took it for some reason, is related to humanities, which is also kind of dumb. I get it. Some of the literature says a lot about humanities, but you can equally say that some of the films are related to humanity. Look at films like Yi Yi, for example. Okay? In Spanish too. So that's that. And ASL2 also fulfills, which is really weird. Okay, so that fulfills. And then for social and behavioral sciences, I took psychology 1, 3, and 14. But actually, I only need to take 1 and 3. But I took 14 for no reason whatsoever. And then I took anthropology 2, which is amazing. For chemistry, I took Chem 10. I will be taking 11 later. And then biology 21, possibly. And then for foreign language, I took Spanish 1. And Spanish 2, actually. For foreign language... Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty much almost over with my IGETC, to be honest. And I'm just taking film courses from here on out. So there's that. Not much else to talk about, actually. Before sleep, I'm going to make one of these videos again. But the pastor who knows Tim texted me today asking me how I'm doing. Which is cool, actually. Because I can really rely on this pastor. And what else? Miriam responded to one of my IG stories, which I wanted to make it to close friends, but I forgot to, so there's that. Nothing else. I spoke to Tom. 2 hour long, not 2 hour long, no, actually, yes, 2 hour long Discord call with Tom. We talked half about our new lives and then half about the past. About Natalie and Topher and Topher's relationship with Queenie, which is really weird and absurd, and I know Tom doesn't like Topher. Me neither, but I don't hate Topher, and I respect him as a person. Talk about Natalie, who still in other people's mouths are a really interesting person, and somehow Tom knew that Natalie has broken up with Grant. I didn't even tell anyone. I almost told Zara, but I held it back. And Leo and Pink actually asked me, but I didn't say it. So maybe Leo and Pink figured out because of me, and Leo and Pink told Adam, Adam told AJ, AJ told Tom, and then that's it. And then simultaneously, because Grant is friends with Brandon, Grant maybe told Brandon, and then Brandon also told Tom. So Tom has 2 sources. Fuck. Well, I told Tom not to tell anyone, but it'll probably continue to spread. So, yeah, there's that. Not much else. And we also talked a little bit about how Topher treated Natalie. You know how Topher treated Natalie with all the sex slave and be my cat girl, try different positions, all that stuff. Like, Topher's pretty perverted. Not as perverted as Kingsley, but, you know, stupidly perverted. Stupidly. And, you know, Topher asked Natalie to actually, like, fuck him and, like, try different sex positions. And Tom was like, did that actually happen? And I'm like, I hope not. According to Natalie, she's still a virgin. And I hope she stays that way for some more time. Obviously, she's 19 now, and if she loses her virginity now, it makes sense. It's not breaking the law. And if it's under consent on both parties, you know, it's legally fine. And morally fine too, actually. Which is the problem. It's moral, it's legal, but I would feel upset. I'm just that kind of person. Alright, it is 12:09 a.m. after midnight. I stayed in this house for the whole day today, which is something that I've been looking forward to do for a while already, because it's been a while since I've taken a rest. Man, I've forgotten when exactly is the last time I had a rest like this, where I stay in my home for the whole day. So was it October? Okay, so, alright, so before 25th December, the day I left. 24th, I went to the airport for checking. 23rd, Lantau Adventure with Miriam. 22nd, I went to Changzhou with my family. 21st, it was with Leo and Pink. 20th was Natalie. 19th and 18th, it was respectively my mom's friends and my dad's family. On the 17th, it is the Central trip. On the 16th, I went briefing. And the last time I stayed at home completely, it was December 15th. So how has it been? Wow, I don't know. To be precise, it's been 23 days. Yes, I'm dumb. 23 days since I have not stayed at home completely. And by home, I mean like anywhere that I sleep in. So yes, I'm not at home anymore forever. Home is Hong Kong, and I'm gone forever basically. But I mean, yeah, I can return to Hong Kong, but as a visitor, not as a resident anymore. But the point is, it's been 23 days since I've stayed at home for the whole day. And that is insane. That is absolutely insane. I wouldn't believe you if you told me that half a year ago, because half a year ago, it would be the opposite of that. I would stay at home for 6 days, 7 days, one time even 8 days straight. And I would feel incredibly bored and sad and lonely and not knowing what to do. But now I'm happy that I'm able to do this. Settle down and just rest in the house for a whole ass day, not going anywhere. I think JT did the same thing, right? I think JT did the same thing. Good for her. I don't know if she feels good about this, but good on her. But yeah, not much actually. So I'm gonna edit some Central vlog, edit some Korean vlog. I'm gonna watch funny games. I actually don't know if I have enough time. I actually don't. Right. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be waking up a little early again. I'm gonna try to have a habit where I just wake up early naturally, and I think I already developed that habit, but in a way I sleep only 7.5 hours a day. I want to sleep more than that, to be honest. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm gonna wake up a little early and have breakfast, and then for lunch I could actually do delivery, or I could eat one of these. I could eat one of these bad boys. And if I ever need more, I can go to Sawtell and buy myself some. Tomorrow I'm gonna watch a movie with the host and her son, which is gonna be an interesting experience, given that in my mind they are like goblins guarding a house of sorts. Not a house, like a temple, like temple goblins in a video game, like NPCs, and they just show up, and then once I leave the house, they disappear. So it would be interesting to see them too in a different environment. My brain would render it as something novel, as something new. And then after the cinema, we're gonna go back home for dinner, probably, I don't know. And then I got homework to do. That's it. Bye bye. On Sunday, I asked Tim, he hasn't responded. If Tim goes to church, I will go too, even though I don't want to because I think it's boring, but I will go. And then I'm going to have lunch with Tim, and then subsequently, or at the same time, JT will probably join. And then afterwards, I and JT can hang out a little bit. I know it's weird because we are not dating, but then again, I have hung out with so many female friends, just me and a girl, like a few times. Like, I watched Anita with Pink, and we were in the cinema, and then we had dinner together. People who saw us must be thinking that we're dating. And then I did the same thing with Natalie. Like, we had lunch together, and then we went around together. Like, people saw us, and they must think we're dating. But in fact, we're not. So, You know, I've got experience in terms of being very platonic friends with girls. And I'm very freaking platonic when it comes to, females so far. So that's a weird statement, but you get the idea. What I'm trying to imply here is that I'm a fucking loser and that every single girl, even if they want to befriend me, they're just going to see me as a friend and nothing more, which is already good enough because I don't even have enough friends to begin with because I'm such a lonely failure of a person. So, there's that. And I'm just gonna stop filming here. Gonna edit the vlogs. Gonna eat a chocolate wafer thing from Trader Joe's. And then, I'll yay. I don't know. Alright, time now is 11:33 on January 7th or 8th or something. 8th. So it's been so if it's the 8th, then today's day 8, spending my time here. I've slept 7 nights. I've slept a whole week in this house already. Right, I fell asleep at around pretty late actually, 3:30-ish, I think. And I woke up at around 10:30 again before the alarm even rang. I don't know why. I just sleep very little. So that is about 7 hours, which is really nice. I don't know why, but usually in Hong Kong, when I sleep naturally, completely, I sleep for like 9 hours. So I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe I require less sleep nowadays. But anyways, yeah, just woke up, had breakfast, brushed my teeth, and then had breakfast, which is 2 croissants, 2 small croissants that I don't really enjoy. It's very doughy and not very fluffy, and then a very huge omelet, cheese and bacon omelet, which is nice. And I'm extremely full right now, actually, and I don't think I'm even going to have lunch later because this is very fill. This is very full, or as the woman would say, this is very filling for me, and it's going to last very long. You know, the thing about American English is that they always say it, like IT, and they would automatically think that you would know what they're referring to. So after lunch or during lunch, the woman would suddenly say, "Oh, it's going to last very long." Like, what does it mean? It is the power of the lunch or the power of the food, like how saturating it is. So the saturation is going to last very long, is what she's trying to say. But instead of saying saturation or words like that, she just says it will last very long. So there's that. Just a small little notation. Yeah, the Film 30 class is terrible actually, because the syllabus is absolutely confusing. And it's so confusing. I thought I was the only one who didn't understand what was going on, but actually, a lot of other people didn't understand. So much so that one of the students actually straight up asked the professor in the discussion board, what the hell are we even supposed to do? So, yeah, I don't know. This is really weird because for the discussion, we have to discuss the importance of highlighting elements on a script and dividing them by eighths, which is weird. So, what are we supposed to discuss exactly? The importance, actually, seriously? And then yeah, and then there's a homework which is just very confusing, where we have to go to page 15 and highlight elements. Okay, what? Like, do we have to print it out and then draw it by hand and use my own ruler and then take a photo of my ruler and the paper at the same time and then upload it as a PDF? Like, what are the instructions? And then for the second part of the assignment, where I have to hand in tomorrow, it's cutting down a script into 10 to 15 pages. And then what? What next? Do I just upload that edited down script and just upload it as a PDF? Do I have to do something to it? What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? It's really difficult to tell. The syllabus is extremely confusing. And the woman with a very white name has a very terrible grammar. Like her grammar is even worse than mine. And I assume she's American, right? Because she has a very white name and a very American name. Robin. Like, I don't get it. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to have about 4 hours of privacy from now on. Because we are leaving the place at 3:30 to watch a movie, The Kingsman, in the cinema, which is going to be interesting. And hopefully I can hang out with somebody tomorrow. And stuff and things. Yeah. Stuff and things. Yeah, not much to talk about. I forgot to mention that last night I wanted to watch Funny Games, except it was already really late. It was like 1:15 a.m. So I was like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to watch anime instead. So, and I'm extremely happy that I watched the anime instead. Because the Wi-Fi, for some reason, kept shutting off and then going on again. And then shutting off and then turning on again. Like every 2 to 3 minutes or so. And watching episode 5 of Komi-san wa Komi-sho desu was a pain in the ass because it kept stopping. And it wasn't even like 1 bar and then nothing and 1 bar and then nothing. It's 5 bars full and then it's completely gone. 5 bars full and then it's completely gone. It's just, I don't know what's going on. And, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I just hope that doesn't happen to me. Even though this isn't particularly a terrible place to live in, there's still a lot of shortcomings to living in this place, and this is one of them. This is, all right.
Dale and Dewey, this house, that's Stu's house, the character played by Matthew Lillard. And these two new...
Alright, hold up. Time now is 6:30 p.m. to be completely exact. I returned home from the cinema, and I don't have much to say because I've already watched a movie in the cinema, aka theater, in the US of A, not too long ago, Spider-Man No Way Home in Washington. But, just watched The Kingsman, and it was mediocre, to say the least. It was very long, and it was mediocre. We parked the car, and obviously, as expected, it was extremely shiny to the point where I can't see anything. And then we went into the movies, and, before going in, we had to line up, and we had to show our tickets, and, our vaccine card, and, our ID. I don't have a vaccine card. All I have is a photo of my vaccine record from Hong Kong. And I showed it to a woman and she's like, okay, that's good. She didn't do this. She's like, okay. And then I showed her my passport, which has my ID in it. Fine, you can go. Now, the host, the woman, and her son are they seem very upset about having to show their cards. It's not like the first time they've done it, but they just dislike it. They find it really annoying. And they even complain, like, this is Santa Monica. This is not Los Angeles. Like, we don't follow Los Angeles laws, right? Like, why do we still have to do this? It's bullshit. It's annoying, so annoying. And then we went into the cinema, and the son bought a huge bucket, an extremely huge bucket of cheese popcorn. I dislike cheese popcorn, first of all. Second of all, that bucket is too huge. Third of all, you should be grateful that you get to eat in cinemas, because in Hong Kong, you can't. So I did pull down my mask and eat some, and it was oily, it was buttery, and I do not like it. And I'm going to be having dinner in about 1.5 hours, so why am I eating all this stuff? Anyways, yeah, the movie didn't start until, it's supposed to start at around 6:45, but it didn't start until like 4:10, because it's just playing trailer after trailer after trailer, and they're bad. They're bad and they're annoying, okay? Some of the trailers for the movies is just pure cringe and just like CGI bullshit, like the movie Moonfall, which is really dumb. Like, and then there's I just forgot about them. They're so bad, I just forget most of them. Let me think. There are many other movie trailers that's just like stupid. Like Uncharted, the one with Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland, where they have to force Tom Holland to do an American accent again, because being American is the cool thing. You can't be British. You're British. And it's this stupid treasure hunt movie that everybody's seen like 1 billion times already. It's stupid. And then there's a Lightyear, which looks cool, but it's probably some formulaic Pixar shit. So yeah, the trailers are not very good. No. Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad I made it back home, and I'm glad I'm in my room again. Several things. My aunt texted me a little bit. My mom texted me a little bit. I have also continuously texted my mom yesterday and today to ensure how I'm doing, which I think is very important. Yeah, so the pastor texted me asking me is it okay if I stay a little longer tomorrow after church, assuming that I will go to church tomorrow, which I will, even though if I can, I won't, because church is boring as hell. This church especially is boring as hell in comparison with other churches, that I've been to. But yeah, the pastor is like, "Oh, will you stay around a little longer?" And I said, "Yeah, sure," because I'm in desperate need of people. This is one way. And I also spoke to Tim a little bit. Tim says he will go to church, so hopefully I'm going to be having lunch with Tim, and then JT can join. I know it's really weird introducing JT to people that she barely knows. She barely knows me. I barely know her. Yet we are doing this in the name of survival. This is a level of reach that I've never experienced before. Oh, also last night, the girl who DM'd me. Now, I have a sneaky feeling that this girl, or this woman, or whatever, will play somewhat of a role in the next few months of my life. I don't know how, but I have a sneaky feeling. So I'm going to be giving her a code name. And that's going to be Denis. That's a terrible name. I'm thinking of Claire Denis. Okay, her pseudonym is going to be Diana. So Diana is the girl who DM'd me many months ago, and then I just spoke to her a little bit a couple days ago before I went to my lecture, and she said that she's going to move to Santa Monica in about a month, which is good news, because if she moves down in about a month, this means that I and JT will be meeting her in about a month. Last night, something interesting happened. Not interesting, but it has implications. Diana went to the Hong Kong Student Association WhatsApp group and asked if anyone wants to rent a room with her here in Santa Monica. Parenthesis, just girls only, because if boys are there, then it's going to be a fuck party, isn't it? So, no response so far. Maybe certain girls have DM'd her. That is very much likely. But given that there are only like 30 people in that WhatsApp group, I don't know what are the chances of another girl of a similar age also wanting to join her in living in an apartment, rent an apartment together. Now, yes, I cannot join because I'm a man and I can't join a girl, even though I'm literally the biggest virgin ever, super cowardly, socially inept person who only has female friends. But this is great because if Diana successfully form a group of girls and that group of girls know other people and assumably date men, then there's a chance that a group of Hong Kongers may form. And if that group of Hong Kongers form, I need to be there to watch its formation. And if I'm there, then this means I will have a presence. I will have a social presence, and that is incredibly important. When I'm in that group, when I'm invited into that group, then I will have access to so many other things. So, now that is just a small thread that I'm relying on because it is only implied. Maybe at the end, Diana fails and she can't find any people to rent a room with, and she can't do it alone because it's too expensive. So, I don't know. Nobody knows. But, there's a small chance that she does and she finds people. Thus, I can join in and we'll see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, I have 1.5 hours here. I'm just gonna, my mom actually wants to talk to me, which is great. I don't want to spend the entire day today speaking English again. I don't want to. I love Cantonese. It's my mother language. I will speak it. I'll edit Central Vlog, Korea Vlog. I still have, okay, I did the psychology syllabus quiz, got a 14 out of 15. For some reason, it's not that bad. I hope I get an A for the psychology course. For film homework, I still have a little to do tonight, and then tomorrow I have to do some again, but it's only some, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to watch Funny Games tonight to refresh my film stats, yeah, living, surviving. Even though right now I'm in a pretty comfortable situation, maybe it's because I'm in my own room right now, but I feel comfortable here. You know, I actually feel like I'm settling down. You know, all my stuff is here, and yeah, I am still surviving. When I go out there, I'm still surviving, but right now I relax, and that's what a man needs. And by a man, I mean human. A human needs relaxation to a certain degree in order for themselves to function. And if they keep on surviving every single day, it's just going to drain them of energy. Okay, there's a spider in the bathroom, and ants too, which is why I constantly check. I pull out my second cabinet and check if my books have been eaten or not, because I'm really afraid that that may happen. That ants, I don't know if ants eat paper or not. I know silverfish do, and thank God there's no silverfish in this house. I hope not. But if ants do, then that would be a great problem, because there are ants here in this house. So it's ants and spiders. In my apartment in Hong Kong, it's cockroaches and silverfish. So, new place, new insects. Alright, time now is 11:33 p.m. Time is moving way faster than I had expected. I thought that after I come here in Los Angeles, I would have so much more time to do stuff, because I would be more free, I would have less goals. But it still remains that I have college, and that I have to watch movies and TV shows, and that I have YouTube videos, so that still doesn't change. So that is a little bit problematic. So anyways, I'm still editing the central video, which I will be uploading tomorrow. I would love to edit the Korea vlog if I have time. I already didn't do that yesterday. I'm gonna do that now, later. Funny Games. I want to watch it, though maybe I won't have the chance to. I don't know. I don't freaking know. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. What else am I gonna do later? I don't know. Tomorrow I have film homework to do. I want to do some of my I don't have psychology homework to hand in tomorrow, but I want to, read the chapter and glow up my notes a little bit. There's that. Not much else. Let me see what else do I have to do. Again, it's a good thing that I keep a list of things I have to do every single day. Oh, thoughts update. Right. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've done thoughts updates. So there's that. That's all. Oh, right. I need to edit my Kingsman review, which I will have to upload like a little bit later. So lots of things. Right. Another thing is that I just had a 45-minute long WhatsApp FaceTime with my mom. And when I said I just did that, I mean an hour ago. And yeah, we didn't talk a lot. I realized that there's a lot that happened to me that my mom doesn't know about. And by a lot, I mean, what food I eat every day, the fact that I went to the movies today. So it's good. Also, it's a good thing to speak Cantonese to someone every day, every week, from time to time, so that I don't lose the language. Yeah. Finally, tomorrow's plans. Tomorrow should be exciting. Tomorrow should be an exciting day. It's been 3 days since I've done anything meaningful. Which is not that big of a deal. I mean, back in 2021, back in the first half of 2021, like, I didn't do anything meaningful or important for 3 months straight. So 3 days don't mean anything. But tomorrow I'm gonna have lunch. I'm gonna go to the church, have lunch with the pastor. I'm gonna get food and then go back to the church and have lunch with him. Maybe Tim's gonna show up. I don't know. And I'm asking JT if she wants to join. JT told me that she wants to join, but I don't know if it's okay if it's with a pastor or not. But I'm sure if I was JT and I wanted to survive and get as many friends as possible, I would probably join. So and it would be cool to see JT tomorrow. It would be cool. If I can't see Natalie or Leo and Pink or Mary forever, Natalie, Leo, Pingzar, and Miriam for at least a year. I might as well hang out with some other Hong Kongers as much as possible, especially a half Thai like JT. Like, I just feel like I'm seeing a ghost sometimes when I see JT, But JT's very freaking different from Mary, like, just night and day difference, really. Not night and day, actually. They're not opposite. They're just different in a regular sense. Yeah, not much else to talk about. Or maybe I could watch half of Funny Games tonight, but I don't like doing that. Snacks. I don't want to always drink the orange juice because I feel like whenever there's a huge bottle of drink inside, I feel like I'm obligated to drink it all as fast as possible while not forcing myself. So I drink it today, the next day, yesterday, but I kind of don't want to do that at the same time because doing that means drinking orange juice every single day, and I'm not into that lifestyle. So I'm gonna drink water later. Yeah, I have lemon tea and soft drinks in there. So I mean, I have a lot of drinks. Food wise, I'm doing fine. I have rations. This, whatever this is. I'm not a huge fan of this though. It's really dry, not very tasty. This, which should be good. This, which should also be really good. Throat candies. This is my last toffee. Oh right, speaking of toffee, my mom told me to thank my aunt and my aunt's husband on WhatsApp, so I did. I mean, they're really sensitive about being grateful, so I have to be grateful with them, and I get it. So yeah, I did that. Nothing else. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Yay.
There's a cat over there.
Alright, time now is 11:05 a.m. in the morning on January 9th. I slept from 2:30, which is amazing. I slept very early, 2:30 till 9:50-ish. And it was a really good sleep, so I enjoy it. I had a dream about Christian Slater directing a movie and I wanting to interview him, but also at the same time wanting to tell Pink a happy birthday because I thought it would be January 20th. So yeah, I don't have much else to say. Breakfast, chocolate croissant, which tastes really good actually, and a very hot cup of green tea which I couldn't finish, so I just threw it in the sink. And then yeah, had some talk with JT. I asked JT if she wants to join me for the, you know, for the friggin' after church lunch. And she says she wants to, but she has a dancing class until 1 p.m. And she doesn't know how to get here. So I guess JT won't be joining. I don't know anymore, man. But yeah, I'm gonna have lunch with the pastor and Tim. It's gonna be fine. And Mary made 3 Instagram stories where she hung out with people like Cherry again. And goddamn, she is cute. I don't know why, but every single photo she's in, she's just dazzling. She's enchanting. And I don't know, it's just a little sad maybe that yeah, that I can't be with her again, and she's like a TV character to me. I really want her to exist in my life. But yeah, regardless, last night when I took a shower there was a spider. It sort of crawled up and it was bad. I hate it, and I'm alive now, so that's good. And I'm actually kind of late to the church and I don't exactly know where it is, so hell yeah. Alright, I've been tricked. I went to the wrong side of the road. Okay, hope that does the fucking trick. I don't fucking know. 会长。
佢彈出嚟冇聲，嗰個有聲，即係佢出嚟有聲。
All right. All right. It's 1:53 p.m. Yeah, finished the church service. Went to a different room this time. It's a smaller room and it's completely in Cantonese. And then after about an hour or so, where am I supposed to go? Run! Okay. After an hour or so, I talked with a few people inside the room, and then I saw Tim and I saw the pastor, and we decided to go to Subway together. And the pastor gave me a coupon, so I bought it with a coupon, $5.99. I paid with my own credit card. I got a roast beef sandwich, 6-inch combo with apple caramel cookie, a raspberry cookie, and a small cola. Even though it's a small cola, the cup is very big. It's a huge cup. But anyways, yeah, I'm glad I'm able to have lunch finally again. You know, after I don't know where did I say it, but I was like, I think in Twitter I was like, oh, I'm not gonna eat any food because I can't cook lunch for myself. And yeah, another person saw it and was like, welcome to the world, welcome to my world. Yeah, I'm wearing sunglasses because it's extremely shiny and I'm not used to such hostile sunlight, such hostile environment. But yeah, they're nice. I wish I could have stayed longer, but Tim had to do some stuff, like work stuff, and during lunch, halfway, the pastor and a few other adults started to sit around and read Ecclesiastes, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna leave after I finish this meal, so I left. So JT didn't come because JT was at the dance studio, and it's actually quite far away, about a 40-minute drive, and I don't even know if this is the right road. I think this is. So JT didn't come, and then at the end, JT's like, oh, I already made it home. So yeah, I guess I won't be able to see JT today. And I'm walking back home right now because I don't have anywhere to go. I'm just happy that I got to have lunch. And Tim did say that that if he's free and I'm free, he would like to, you know, drive me around in his car and just take me around to see places and stuff, which is gonna be cool because my next week is just gonna be even more boring than the last couple of days, in my opinion, because it's just nothing but college. So yeah, it's definitely important for me to hang out with people once in a while. Tim, JT, and whoever friend that I meet. Yeah, I think I know the way. So I shouldn't worry too much. But yeah, I'm just glad I'm able to have lunch, and and it's not snacks. But yeah, not much else. The rest of the day today is going to be just as boring. I'm going to do homework. I'm gonna watch funny games. I didn't watch last night. I didn't watch anything last night. It's too late. So I have time today to edit videos and stuff. So that's cool. And that's all. Yeah. Oakley dokley. It is 4:15 and it's been like, how long has it been since I've arrived back at this place? I think it's been 2.5 hours. Yeah, something like that. I didn't do anything for the last 2.5 hours. Just sat around messing with Letterboxd. I don't know, I'm just kind of bored, and the host is doing the laundry outside of my room. I don't know if she's still doing it now or not. I don't think she is, but yeah, I didn't really feel safe talking, so now I'm safe. So yeah, I've said what I wanted to say already. I don't know, because I didn't see JT today, I don't know if I'll be able to see her tomorrow or the next week anyhow, because like tomorrow I have to go back to college in the afternoon, and then like again and again and again, and up until Thursday. Oh, I don't have to on Tuesday. I don't have to because I have an exam, so I don't have to, but still, you know. Yeah, so, you know, it'd be nice to see JT, ASAP, because I'm bored, but, yeah, I don't really have a lot of plans for today or the next week, and honestly, the rest of my life. I really don't have a lot of plans to do for the rest of my life. God. Oh my god. I'm having existential crises like once every 10 seconds right now. Like nowadays. So, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. And I feel like both Tom and Cedric and many other people who are studying overseas also know this feeling, and that is not knowing what to do and ending up not doing anything. Tom said his life right now is very boring because he's staying at home for most of the time. And Cedric, his life is probably very boring lately, and he's been studying in the UK since the end of Form 4. So he's been going at it for like 3-4 years already. So Cedric has already reached a point where he just gave up on trying to live, trying to make a meaning out of life, and trying to find a purpose in life. Even though, like, last night, or maybe this morning, Cedric made an Instagram post about Manchester because Cedric went to Manchester and had fun there, which is great. I'm happy Cedric had fun. Cedric very much deserves fun and entertainment. Cedric's one of the few people who, or not actually, I take that back. I was gonna say that the fact that Cedric has a girlfriend, I'm actually happy for him because he deserves some love. Because he has terrible parents and his life is pretty terrible. Like, I always say my life is terrible, but if there's one person whose life is more terrible than mine, and I admit it, it would be Cedric's. Objectively speaking, his life actually sucks. Like, but he does have a girlfriend and I don't, so at least Cedric triumphs over me in that aspect. But yeah, I feel like both Tom and Cedric are also in this boring state of living because they really don't have anything to do, and I feel like I'm going to be like that. So yeah, there are two ways to handle this. There are two ways, two attitudes, two mindsets. One mindset is, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit at home, not do anything, and live out the rest of my life, and when college ends, maybe my life will start getting interesting. Or the opposite. You know what? Since I don't have anything important to do right now, it is the critical time to just go out and meet as many people as possible and do stuff, have fun, and enjoy life. Or maybe not enjoy life, but do something important anyways. And I want to do the latter. I want to, in 2020 and 2021, I really didn't live. I really stopped living and I became a zombie. Even though I'm a human, I feel like a zombie. I felt like a zombie because I had no life purpose at all, and I don't do anything every day. I just get stuck. And it is such a painful feeling, and for months I yearn for a life where I do things. And I feel like now it is my opportunity. And people cannot give me life on a silver platter. For me to enjoy life, I have to earn that enjoyment myself. I'm a man now and I need to earn it. So I'm going to earn it. I'm going to put in the hard work just so that I could live a meaningful life. And the hard work is going to be actively talking to people, meeting friends, reaching out, joining things. Again, I joined the International Student Mingle Zoom thing, which is dumb, but I have to join it. I gotta have to. Yeah, JT also joined, and she even opened Facecam, and she even talked a lot. Like, right after I entered it, the first thing I saw is JT speaking, which is hilarious. But I had my camera off, obviously. But yeah, I'm joining everything. I'm doing everything. Like, that is the hard work I have to do. I have to pay, spend time, spend money, spend hard work, so that I could live a meaningful life. I need to earn the meaning. And by meaningful life, I don't mean enjoying life. The meaningful life is not going to be enjoyable because to me, my purpose of living is to make movies and use movies as a medium to support Hong Kong and my own people, the Hong Kongers. So it's going to be painful. It's going to be full of suffering. And but if I like what I'm doing, and if I think what I'm doing is meaningful, then I will not regret, and I will overlook the pain that I will feel. But I don't even feel that now because I haven't even reached there. I'm still no one but a lowly random Asian boy in the middle of Los Angeles, or in the west of Los Angeles. So for me to earn it, for me to reach that level, I need to find people. So right now it's still the same: Hong Kong Student Association and Film Club of my college. And then if JT introduces me to people, that'll be cool. And there's the church people, which I'm gonna try my best to not affiliate too much to, even though they're nice people and there are a lot of Hong Kongers there, which is great. But yeah, they're not gonna be very helpful when I join the film business. Film school, film club is going to be helpful. On top of that, today I'm staying at home forever. Homework, videos, edit videos, movies, whatever. Tomorrow for lunch, I would like to use delivery. I don't want to eat snacks anymore. I want to use delivery, so I'm gonna ask JT if she knows any delivery app, and let's see how it goes. And yeah, I'm gonna have delivery then. If not, though. So for Monday delivery, I don't want to do delivery every single day because that's bad. So for Tuesday, maybe I can finally have one of these, which is cool. And then for Wednesday, delivery again, or straight up go out and walk around the campus if I feel like it. I don't know, but that's basically gonna be next week. Monday to Thursday afternoon, I'm gonna be out. And since I'm going out, I'm gonna do either 3 things for lunchtime. I go out for lunch, delivery, or snacks, AKD lunch. Friday, I'm gonna rest the whole day again and do the laundry. Saturday, and Sunday, let's see how it goes. Alright, quick updates here. Time now is 8:14 p.m. I just had dinner and a roughly 4-minute phone call with my grandma because my grandma's just so worried about me. The dinner was orange chicken with rice, which is basically what Americans think Chinese food is. But even though my host never said, "Oh yeah, this is Chinese food, do you miss it?" And I'm glad she didn't say that. I still didn't really enjoy it. Not because I have the notion that it's what Americans think a Chinese food is. It legitimately is not good. The orange chicken in question is basically store-bought frozen chicken nuggets with this very sweet orange sauce with carrots and beans. And occasionally, some slices of watercress. I think that's the name, Ma Tai. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. And it's just doesn't work with rice. And the rice is fine, actually. Like, it's a little wetter than how I would normally like it, but only slightly wetter. But it is fine. It is totally fine. But yeah, it's just very mediocre dinner. But I am very full because I have a breakfast today with a chocolate croissant, and then the Subway today with 2 cookies, and then I just had a lot of potato chips before the dinner, and then later I may have a cereal bar. If I really am hungry, I have the yogurt in the fridge that I have to finish. Yeah, I do not have a shortage of stuff to eat. But we did have dinner earlier today. I thought dinner would start at 8 p.m. like how it usually is, but no, it started really early today. And started at around 7:25, and I'm like, bro, I still got stuff to do. I was still editing my central vlog, and I was gonna watch 3 episodes of Komi-san, but I guess not. Okay, more interesting stuff to talk about. Diana texted me, and she randomly, out of nowhere, she said, "Do you know Aristotle's Poetics?" And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are you This is a weird ass girl. Not as weird as Natalie or Mary, I have to admit. I'll have to see her in person, watch her mannerisms, and understand how she functions in order to decide if she's on that level, on Natalie and Mary levels. Weird. Mary isn't weird, but you know, you get the idea. Out of the ordinary. And I'm like, no. And I thought to myself, okay, why are you saying stuff to me? And I begin to think that maybe she doesn't talk normally like people do. And because a little bit earlier, last time I talked to her, she's like, oh, I love speaking to smart people, which is really weird. Like, ooh, I like speaking to smart people like you, which is a very strange thing to comment. So maybe this is like a test, right? Maybe this is a test. Like, oh, if you don't know Aristotle, you're stupid. And I was like, no, and she didn't respond. I asked, why are you asking? And she didn't respond. So I'm like, she read it but didn't respond. And I'm like, oh my god, I just lost a friend because I'm not smart enough to know Aristotle. Turns out, she later replied saying that she's taking a theater class and she had to study this. She watched a video and she doesn't understand it at all. So she's asking me if I understand. I'm like, nope, I know who Aristotle is, duh, but I haven't read Poetics. So there's that. And then we continue to talk, and I ask her, have you successfully found a roommate to live with? And she's like, yes. And I said, oh, so somebody DM'd you. And DM'd? Yeah, direct message. Oh, I was like, how do you know? Oh, right, DM, from Hong Kong Student Association. I completely forgot about that. But my roommate isn't from Hong Kong Student Association, from somewhere else. I don't know where. I myself, I don't know where. And, yeah. And then, I was like, yeah, you know, it's always good to know more people, have more connections. You know, so far in Santa Monica, I only know 2 people. And then she said, man, she's so weird. She's like, or not so weird, but somewhat. She's like, you know me now? And then wink emoji, which is a little weird. And then I'm like, haha, yeah. Well, after you come to Santa Monica, that is, because she still isn't in here. And then, okay, dinner, and then after dinner, suddenly, she typed question mark, are you excited to see me? Ha ha ha. What are you going on about? Are you excited to see me? And then I'm like, it's always good to meet someone you trust in real life. So, excited to see her? Not, excited wouldn't be the right word. Comforting would be the right word. To know that there's someone around you who you know and maybe trust. Maybe. In other news, JT asked me what's my plan tomorrow, and she's like, oh, you want to go to Ross together? And I'm like, okay, sure. It's always a great thing if someone wants to hang out with me. I don't want to stay in this place forever. Though if I do stay in this house forever tomorrow until college, it would be fine. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I can just do delivery. So I'm like, okay, let's hang out tomorrow then. Do you want to have lunch together? And then she's like, sure, because her class ends at 10, her dance. So, there's that. We're gonna go out together tomorrow as a friendly meet, a friendship. Which is something that I'm used to already, so there's that. Alright, so time now is exactly 00, I don't know why I do this all the time, 000200. Alright, so time now is after midnight, 12:02 a.m. yeah, I don't have much else to talk about other than the fact that I procrastinated a ton again. I don't know why. I just feel tired. I'm lazy. I just don't want to do a lot of stuff one moment. Anyways, I was a little bit excited or satisfied that JT will be hanging out with me today, except suddenly a few hours ago she said she can't because apparently her host will bring her to a bank to open her bank account tomorrow. So she's not going to be free tomorrow. RIP, RIP. So she said, okay, then how about Tuesday? And I said, well, of course I'll be free on Tuesday. I'll be free all the time, anytime. I am in a new life right now. I'm a blank paper. God damn it, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I'm a blank piece of white paper. Like, I have all the time in the world. And so, yeah, I'm free on Tuesday, except on Tuesday, JT will not be free until after 2:30 because she has a biology class, and I have to go to my psychology lecture at 5:15, so yikes. That means I would only have less than 3 hours to go to Ross and hang out and all that stuff, and it's not a very great idea, plus the fact that I want to do homework too. So, also plus the fact that on Tuesday, on Tuesday, I don't even have to go to lecture because I have an exam, which is equally as devastating, to be honest. So she's like, okay, how about Wednesday? Wednesday, sure. So there we go. Gonna hang out with JT on Wednesday, probably. I don't know. Also, had a 10-minute WhatsApp call with my mom's friend, my quote-unquote godfather, Kaiye, which doesn't really mean godfather, but it's kind of similar. Yeah, a lot of people are concerned about me, so me being here all alone on my own do feel kind of scary, but I haven't cried yet, and I'm still receiving support from people, so I hope that stays the same.